A billionaire slammed his fist on the table and yelled, "How dare you? You're just a waitress, not even worth my time." The entire restaurant fell silent. The young woman stood frozen, humiliated. Then, she calmly leaned in, smiled slightly, and whispered one sentence, "You just insulted the owner's daughter." What happened next made the billionaire wish he could disappear. Stick around till the end to see the moment justice hits like thunder. And don't forget to comment the word respect if you believe no job deserves to be looked down upon. Her name was Lena, a kind-hearted, hard-working young woman in her early 20s. Despite being the daughter of a restaurant mogul, she chose to work as a waitress at one of her father's busiest locations. Not for attention, but to understand the business from the ground up. On that day, the restaurant was full. Celebrities, politicians, even billionaires were dining in. That's when Mr. Greystone arrived. He wasn't just any billionaire. He was arrogant, cold, and believed money made him more human than others. He sat down at table 9, waved off other staff, and demanded Lena serve him personally. From the start, he barked orders, clicked his fingers, and spoke to her like she was beneath him. She stayed calm, smiled politely, took his order, but when he accidentally spilled wine and blamed her for it, he stood up, pointed at her, and screamed across the room, "This is why people like you stay poor, worthless, clumsy, invisible." People turned their heads. Forks froze midair, Lena's hands trembled. One of the kitchen staff rushed out, an older man named Marco, who had worked there for 25 years. "Sir, please, lower your voice," Greystone growled. "Get this rat out of my sight before I have her fired." Lena felt her ears burning, not from shame, but from rage she had learned to control. But as she turned to walk away, Greystone added, "You'll always be a servant. I own people like you." Silence. Complete silence. Even the pianist in the corner had stopped playing. That's when Lena slowly turned back, walked up to his table, and calmly said, "Sir, I'll let my father know you don't enjoy his restaurant. I'm sure he'll arrange for your permanent absence." Greystone scoffed. "Your father?" "Yes," she replied. "You just screamed at the owner's daughter. My name is Lena Garrison." Greystone blinked. He started scanning the room. People were pulling out phones. A hush of judgment grew heavier. A few seconds later, a man in a gray suit entered. It was Mr. Garrison himself, owner of over 60 fine dining restaurants worldwide. He'd been watching on the cameras. He walked directly to Greystone and calmly said, "Sir, you are now permanently banned from all my establishments, and my daughter will decide if you're charged for verbal assault." Greystone turned pale. "This is a misunderstanding. I didn't know who she was." "That's the problem," said Mr. Garrison. "You treat her like trash because you thought she was a nobody?" Then, to everyone's surprise, he turned to Lena and said, "Fire him as a customer, Lena. This is your floor today." She looked Greystone in the eye, smiled. "Sir, you're no longer welcome. Security will escort you out." Security appeared within seconds. Greystone tried to protest, but no one cared. People clapped, some even stood up as he was escorted out, his face red with shame. Lena didn't cry, she didn't shout, she just stood tall. The staff gathered around her in the back afterward. One of the newer waitresses said, "You were amazing. How did you stay calm?" She smiled and said, "My father taught me that real power is how you react when people think you have none." That day, Mr. Garrison made an announcement. Lena is now Regional Manager of Operations, and she'll be mentoring every new hire on what real dignity looks like.